Invasion.
I didn't have a squid pun ready.
You didn't think about it?
That was terrible.
Look, they used it like 12 times in the show.
But they used ink in ways that it wouldn't just literally be INK.
No, they didn't. They used think like 14 times. They used it 3 times in a row.
No, they used ink 3 times in a row, but it was usually for ING replacements.
No, I'm pretty sure it was all think.
Man, shut up. Anyway, so yeah, freaking... God, we gave Assassin's Creed 2. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm horrified by her decisions. Squid Girl, girl comes out, literal squid and girl comes out of the sea to invade and puts a hole through a beachside restaurant.
And then she's forced into indentured servitude.
And then eventually moves in with them.
Yeah. And joins a baseball team.
Becomes friends with the group that formed the Invasion Club.
And then they invade the mall and the beach and the school.
She literally invades the school, though. Like, she steals an entire class from a teacher, but then she wins them back with, like, ice cream or something.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other time she invaded the school. Where she went
she kidnapped the fucking... Yeah. Yeah, there was that, too. It was nutty.
Yeah, no, like, a lot of small-scale invasions.
That go nowhere.
Yeah, because this is a slice of life. And it's all about the character interactions.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some decent episodes that I literally can't remember.
Yeah, it's only been a month.
My favorite ones are the tiny Squid Girl episodes because of what they turn into.
Man, we didn't even watch the mini Squid Girl shorts.
Oh god.
Yeah, there's like 5 more of them.
Do they all end with, and then it was someone's dream?
I don't think so.
That's lame. Because that was fucking hilarious. The first one was decent, and the second one being fucking, God, what's his name?
Goro.
Being Goro's fucking dream, where he's like, why did I dream of that?
We should probably explain the characters a little bit.
Yeah, alright. So there's Squid Girl, which is self-explanatory. There's Aiko, who is the redhead.
She's the younger of the sisters, and
she's a gamer. And that's basically the only defining personality trait that she has.
well, she's upset that she has to live with Squid Girl.
That too. She's in the middle of the people who take Squid Girl seriously.
Yeah.
There's Aiko's sister,
Chizuru.
I actually forgot. She when she opens her eyes, it's a bad time. And
she is nothing short of superhuman.
She can cut Squid Girl's tentacles with her hands. She can karate chop the air and kill a rat.
If you weren't gonna bring up the fact that she force chopped a rat.
With the force of the air of her chop, she can take out bugs in midair with her chops because she's just that good.
She jumped at least 40 feet in the air and spiked a volleyball.
She can roll through a solid wall and just be a little scuffed up.
She can spend an entire day jogging. Non-stop.
Because she's worried about her weight.
Yeah.
She can eat God knows how much meat. Because, I mean, she's basically a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's completely insane. It kind of makes Squid Girl not as impressive.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that Squid Girl can literally change her own weight with her wrist.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. And then there's the little brother, Takaru, who basically is the first person to be like, yay! And just have fun with Squid Girl.
Yeah, she picks him up with his tentacles. He's like, man, this is fun. And
this is going... Pick me up, too! Picks him up. Yay! It was like the first episode, or like
Yeah.
the second. It was great.
And then he pretends to be a squid. Like, he puts on a little paper hat.
Yeah,
And that fools her. That fools Squid Girl. She's very naive.
of course.
And she's like, where are your tentacles? And he's like, I'll be back. So he gets some, like, strips of paper.
Yeah.
And she's like, your
And
tentacles look kind of lifeless. He's like, I'll be back.
And he gets a fan. It's great. And then we have Sanae, who's introduced initially with dog,
Yeah.
and then
Everybody fawns over the dog, and Squid Girl's like, I want to be treated like that dog. And they're like, okay, you get a leash then.
yeah, and then Sanae takes Squid Girl back to her house, essentially traps her there, puts her in costumes, and takes tons of photos, and it's immediately become apparent that something has gone horribly wrong. Sanae's love for Squid Girl goes from, oh my god, she's so cute, to, I want to do things with her.
I want her to beat me up.
I want her to beat me up. I want to see her nude. Like, it just...
I want to wear this shrimp costume and let her eat me.
And be in a box and breathe heavily.
Yeah, no.
That was the point where I was like, alright, no, this character's going places. Because initially it was just like, oh, she just likes cute things. And then it's like, no, she really likes cute things.
No, she just really likes Squid Girl.
Dude, she's like...
In one...
She gets fucking nosebleeds sometimes. She's nutting sometimes in some of her fucking plots. It's crazy.
Yeah, she's got a whole closet full of Squid Girl merchandise that she makes.
She has... Her computer is filled with Squid Girl metrics, pictures, and probably dirty fanfiction.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
And probably also hentai. But, I mean, in some ways that kind of just goes naturally with the tentacles. But anyway, then we have the one guy's daughter? She's actually a bit more around than he is.
I cannot remember her name.
Well, she's just like, she's super shy and super attractive, so like guys hit on her all the time, but she's introduced wearing
a fake Squid Girl head,
which is the ugliest thing, and it only gets uglier.
Yeah, it's great. And then she's like, but I want to learn how to do this, like talk to people without wearing the squid head. So she gets like some brass knuckles instead.
Fucking sick.
And then her dad shows up and he's like, that's the same. That's the exact same thing except without the squid mask.
No, it totally is. And then there's her dad.
And this man is wild.
They go over to his place for dinner, and like every interaction, this man does not socialize correctly, and it suddenly becomes less of a wonder why his daughter just can't function normally, because this man doesn't function normally. He is incredibly aggressive even when he's trying to be nice, and she's like, he's really happy, and he seems like he's the angriest person on the planet. I believe at one point he literally yells, I am extremely pleasant.
Yeah, and then he takes some of the Squid Girl heads and he puts them in the bathroom.
He makes the toilet a Squid Girl head.
Yeah, and he explains it really weirdly. He's like, if you squeeze the left cheek, like, the toilet paper comes out. If you squeeze the right cheek,
He flushes the toilet.
it's really weird. And then you see the Squid Girl
Well,
head.
because initially I was like, are you just like shifting your weight on the toilet? That's what I thought. But no, it was less weird somehow. And yet also more weird.
Yeah.
Also, I believe his way of getting them to leave was literally saying, when are you leaving?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have been taking advantage of my hospitality for too long. When are you leaving?
Oh my god. Ugh. Alright, and then we have to move on to the American. I mean,
Yeah.
there's more than one, but...
There's 4 of them, and they're all top MIT grads.
There's the American woman who...
Cindy.
Okay. I don't remember.
It's fine.
I barely remember Sanae's name. And the only reason the only reason I remember Sanae's name is because I'm trying to remember her name, because she's my favorite character. But Cindy is absolutely convinced that Squid Girl is an alien.
So much so that she brainwashes Squid Girl into believing she's an alien.
Because that's apparently good enough.
Yeah, and then Cheeseroo just breaks the mind control because Cheeseroo is too overpowered.
Yeah. And then there's the other three of her lab mates.
Yeah, they call them the Stooges.
They get into high-tech equivalents of Three Stooges fuckery.
They do a whole bunch of shit that's really dumb.
I still can't believe they fucking swore in the in the OVA. That threw me for a loop.
Yeah, it was really good. They're playing Mario Kart, and the dude's just like, "Son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch!" It's like they can only do one.
But yeah, no, these idiots. There was a jellyfish catching competition, and they just cloned a whole bunch of jellyfish.
Yeah.
So they could win the competition.
And they built a shrink ray that also was... That gun did multiple things. It kept coming up. They built a tiny invisible fly camera. They built a literal invisibility suit.
They built a weather dominator that they lost because it flew off into Okinawa.
And it... Oh shit, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
You see, it was really hot one day, so they're like, well, here's this weather dominator. You stick it in the beach house or the shop.
And it only runs on a fusion battery.
And, yeah, eventually they turn it up so high it turns into winter.
Well, but they made a drone version of it and then promptly lost it because...
There was a blizzard!
I mean...
It was wild!
It's hard to argue with that. They built indestructible game consoles that only had games that had trial versions.
Look, you do not speak ill of the Game Man.
The Game Man was just an oversized Game Boy Micro.
Yeah, well, it was a Game Man.
No, it was garbage. It deserved to be thrown into the ocean.
Oh yeah, they also built rockets to launch a message in a bottle in the ocean, and they sent it to space. Yeah,
no, they built a full-size spacefaring rocket that looked like the fucking it was literally the oh god, I don't remember the name of it, but our most current rocket, which was... Did you know we only recently built a rocket as powerful as the rockets that sent people to the moon? We've been using shittier rockets ever since then.
Well, you know, budget cuts have been bad on everybody.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was just a copy of that, and it sent it into space, and then they put a, like, the equivalent of the Nazca lines, but it was a shrimp.
Look, the message in the bottle said, "I want a giant shrimp. Squid.
Yes.
And so the aliens, they drew a giant shrimp.
Also, the aliens were mummies.
I mean, you don't know that. I mean,
they look like a fucking mummy.
They could have just had hand bandages. It's fine. They could have been Sonic Boom characters. They all got sports tape. Anyway, then there's Goro. I think he calls himself a lifesaver.
Yes. He calls himself not a lifeguard, he's a lifesaver, and I kept being like, that's the fucking candy. And he's head over here. He's almost as obsessed with Chizuru as Sanae is with Squid Girl.
Yeah.
He basically worships the ground she walks on. He tries to keep up with her running all day. He gets the ever-loving shit beaten out of him, trying to be essentially a training dummy for her to teach the one dude's daughter how to defend herself.
Yeah, it's fine, and it's great.
And he ends up in the hospital.
And he tries to recruit Squid Girl to be a lifeguard as well, like twice.
Yep.
And both times go poorly.
Yep.
Let's see, is there anybody else we're missing? I mean, there's the group of
There's
the Invasion Club.
Yeah, I kind of like half mentioned that. She makes friends with. She tries to ding dong ditch, and then can't get out of it, and feels so bad about it that she accidentally makes friends with someone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is incredibly wholesome. Yeah, and then just makes friends with that girl's school friends by being part of the baseball team.
Yeah, one of those school friends has the worst voice actress. It's amazing.
It's on par with the Impa you guys will never hear because that footage died.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that footage that I totally remember, and I'm definitely not just saying yeah.
We tried to do one of
No, don't explain it to them, it's fine.
Well, I'm trying to explain it to you.
Yeah, don't explain it to me either. I remember what you're talking about.
Alright, whatever. Anyway.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yes, you do.
Is there anybody else? I think we got everybody. All the main characters.
There was a cop that was terrible. There was...
She just shows up in the OVA. It's fine.
In the worst episode I've ever seen. Was there any other new characters?
I mean, Goro's mom shows up in an episode where she just stalks him.
Yeah.
She reveals that she stalks him when he's at work.
Almost reveals his shrine to Chizuru.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which would not surprise me in the slightest. Yeah. That's Squid Girl.
Yeah, and it's mostly just beach episodes. That's what this show is.
It's so just nothing but beach episodes that the equivalent of beach episodes become anytime we're not on the beach.
Yeah, they climb a mountain and Squid Girl fights a squirrel. A badger, I think.
Yeah, she gets assaulted by the local wildlife.
And a bear shows up.
It's fucking incredible.
And then there's a cobra.
Oh god, and then she meets literal ghosts and scares the entire main cast into thinking they saw a ghost.
Yeah, the ghosts are like, look, we'll just... You got lost, we'll lead you out. And she's like, oh man, some humans aren't bad.
Yeah. Turns out they were ghosts. Fucking sick.
She gets an umbrella that she calls, like...
Excalibur.
Yeah. Squid Mach 1 Excalibur or some nonsense like that.
She also names a boat increasingly longer names.
Yeah.
She's got a naming habit, which is awesome, but I don't remember any of it, unfortunately. And the best episodes of the entire show turned out to be the dialogueless mini Squid Girl episodes where the best part of it is when it turns out to be someone's dream. And at first it's Sanae's dream, and she's screaming at Aiko for being the one to steal tiny Squid Girl from her. Because the first one goes until Aiko dies of old age.
Yeah, because mini Squid Girls live a very long time.
And then the second one is just Squid Girl getting lost because she wants to get out of her cage. And then it ends with Goro being like, why did I dream of that? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's magical.
Oh, God. Like, that one floored me. That was the funniest joke that Squid Girl had. There were plenty of decent laughs. A lot of them had to do with just selling certain lines, and also Sanae being the creepiest. Just the creepiest.
Are you telling me you wouldn't dress up as a shrimp for somebody?
And put yourself in a box and breathe heavily the entire time? No, I wouldn't. Wow. Not even if shrimp was their favorite food. That's fucking creepy.
Can't believe it.
And then they fucking... I was so worried the squid costume was never gonna come back, and then fucking Squid Girl had a a shrimp. Did I just say squid costume?
You did.
Shrimp. I was worried the shrimp costume wouldn't come back, and then Squid Girl got a shrimp related disease, so they threw in Sanae in the shrimp costume, and she basically came as Squid Girl cradled her. It was as weird and hilarious as that sounds. So,
Yeah, it was a good time for everybody involved. Maybe.
No, it was.
Probably not.
Everyone won out in some way, shape, or form, including the viewer.
Sure.
Anyway, let's move on.
Oh boy.
Let's give this points, because I feel like we've been talking plenty.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Plot. What? There was a plot?
I mean,
things moved forward? Did
they? There were consistencies. There was a hole in the wall that persisted all the way through.
But there were other holes in the wall that did not persist.
Well, those ones weren't important holes in the wall.
Clearly. They fucking never fixed that hole that Squid Girl made.
You know what the best thing is? I don't know if the invisibility gun actually made things invisible or if it just destroyed it. But if it just destroyed it, they rebuilt it with the hole in the wall.
What?
Remember the invisibility gun?
Kind of.
They were gonna shoot Squid Girl with it, but then she moved and they shot the beach shack.
And it turned invisible. Oh, right.
It either turned invisible or it exploded. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
And if it did explode, they rebuilt it with the hole in the wall.
Yeah, that's something special.
Give it a 2.
Fair enough. Characters.
They were there. Most of them were good.
Most of them were good.
Especially the children who had one line. Those were great. Those were my favorite characters because they did not sound like children.
They were always boys, and no, there was the one girl who sounded like she was 35. Yeah, no, it was a good time. Well casted.
Man, we didn't even talk about that.
What?
How, like, all the voices changed between season 1 and 2.
That was awful. That threw me so hard. Like, every major character except for Squid Girl got a different voice actor in season 2.
Yeah, it was wild.
It killed me. It was awful.
Give it a 3.
Fair enough. Animation. I didn't see anything remarkable. That water turned to shit in the OVAs.
Look, they didn't have money.
And did you see when fucking Sanae showed up and was like squished and folded and just looked like garbage?
No, I didn't. It was really good. Give it a 5.
Hell no.
Okay, fine. Give it a 4.
No.
Okay, fine. Give it a 3.
I'll give it a 3. Genre strength. It was slice of life. It did slice of life things, but with a Squid Girl. She sneezed out ink. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, that's the reason they keep her.
She spits ink.
Yeah, and it makes spaghetti taste really good.
Because squid ink spaghetti's a thing. Also, someone mentioned that the ink should be poisonous. But I don't think that's actually the case. But it could be the case. I don't know.
I'm sure there's venomous ink, and I'm sure there's... Or I guess it'd be poisonous ink, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because venomous would be...
It'd have to be injected.
Yeah.
Like, actively. Yeah.
Well, I had fun with the adventures. I thought it was a fine slice of life. Give it a 3.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. The dub. I won't lie. Season 1 of the dub, pretty damn good. I enjoyed it. There were some great deliveries. Season 2, it got worse.
What about the OVAs?
I don't know who was who. I was very confused. I couldn't tell if anyone changed back to their original voice actors. I couldn't remember anymore. We spent too long away from it.
Alright, give it a 1.
Did it even add anything?
Well, you said season 1 was solid.
Season 1 was solid, but season 2 was not.
Yeah, so that's why you give it a 1.
No, that's why you give it a 0.
Fine. We'll give it a 0.
Special mention. God damn it. I don't know who to give it to. It's either Sanae or the old dude.
Well, Sanae was in the show more often.
Yes.
Okay.
Sanae... Creep Master. I'm gonna give that 2 points. Her bits were fucking solid.
Alright then.
9, 11, 13. What a lucky number.
Wait, really? Only third?
Yeah, it wasn't amazing. It was no Umaru-chan.
I was just thinking, it's like, I know we were giving it 3s for everything, and I just felt like
it was 2.
It would have been higher than like halfway. Like,
what do you mean halfway? 20 is perfect.
Yeah, I know.
It was.
I was thinking to be further up higher than
just 13. 13's
yeah.
pretty high.
I mean, yeah, and it's higher than halfway, so it's fine. Whatever.
God damn it! Why is the -1 for Assassin's Pride socks? I'm sorry. I'm just going through these again. And I'm like, what? And now I'm remembering, and I'm like, yeah, no, that definitely deserved it. Anyway, I shouldn't be talking about other anime, but seriously, fuck Assassin's Pride. Why did you people watch that?
Okay, we'll see you later.
I'm glad that's the outro.